Hold on a minute. Kettle's just boiling. It went live too quickly. What are you doing out of your cage? What are you doing out of your cage? Get back in with those babies. Serps, go on. Hello, hello. Bloody hell. Okay, I wasn't expecting many people. I didn't put much of a thing up because I wasn't sure my voice was gonna come back. So I might actually be cutting this short anyway because my voice keeps disappearing and then coming back and then off again it goes. Just spent the last 2 days in bed, not doing an awful lot after the Manchester meet, which was awesome, I've got to say. Let me just bring this down here slightly. Absolutely amazing time had for all, I hope. Okay, XL people, you were the first in. Thank you very much. Ronald, hi, how you doing? Carolina, welcome in. Angel Connie. Sorry, girl, I was making a drink. I've got to consistently drink fluids, otherwise my throat just goes and my voice disappears. Brock Brown, hello, honey. Chris, welcome in. Rowie, how you doing? Why didn't you come to Manchester, Rowie? It would have been great to have you all there, but then that would have meant the Bitrue team wouldn't have had anyone actually doing the work. So there has to be a bit of a trade-off on that. I get that. XRP Ness, is this your first time in? Welcome if it is. Darcy B, no sugar for you. Sweet enough as you are, huh? Let me just sort this out because I'm on I'm on the Love for Crypto Telegram and they just hundreds and hundreds of chats going in and everything. So yeah, let me just come out of there. Otherwise that will keep on going all the time. They're quite prolific on there. They do actually join in quite a bit, which is quite nice, and it's kept me amused all day. This is nuts. Hello, this is nuts. I think that's first time I've seen you here, is it? Good name. Are you talking about yourself or just the world in general? Just saying. Greg Mara. Hello, honey. Right, so Jan Fran. Oh, yes, you and your son took a picture with you, putting all the Scottish people together. So anybody that is on Twitter in Scotland, get in touch with XRP Ness. He's looking to network out to people within his local community or the local area anyway, because there's lots of communities. Casual Crypto Guy, hi, how you doing? I'm going to stop doing this in a second. SPQR, we have royalty in the house. You made my day at the weekend, thank you. Which one are you? Lee, Jay, Andy, who? All of you? Are you all clones of each other? You know. Right, Lee. Hi, Lee. How you doing? You owe me. You owe me an interview. So right, yeah. I'm just coming on. SPQR are actually uploading as we speak, so this is going to be a very short one. But I just wanted to cover off some of the things that I've seen some bits and pieces on Twitter about Bitrue, about ambassadors for Bitrue, about what Bitrue are saying and what they're offering and everything like that. So I wanted to clarify a few things. Basically, I just wanted to say I'm not an ambassador. I'm not paid to say these things. I get no remuneration or whatever it is. So what I say to you is from the heart. It's my take on it. And as you know, I'm very analytical where it comes to the exchanges and how they work and what they do. Some of you have seen my rant about Wirex. You know fully well where I'm coming from. So my perception of Bitrue. Now, I went up to Manchester early. So in actual fact, I ended up spending pretty much the whole of the Friday with Bitrue themselves. So that was as well as with Curious. And with I spent a lot of time with Iris. Now Iris is in touch with the Twitter and the XRP community side of things with Bitrue. So she oversees that, which is really quite nice because I got to see the person behind the name, obviously, that's on Telegram and Twitter, and basically I got to see her vision, which is in keeping with Curious. So that was really quite good. So basically, we spent a lot of time together because I was going to do an interview with Curious, which we didn't actually end up having an interview. So Curious, you owe me an interview too. So I'm lining you up. You don't get away with me that easy. Don't get away with it that easily. Sorry, voice croaky. So yeah, so basically, I get to glean about people. I like to see people face to face and see if what they say actually matches what their intent is. And you can tell that from people just looking their faces. You can tell it from their micro expressions. You can tell it from their eyes, from the way that they're okay, David D, how you doing? And how they hold themselves, what they say, do what they say and what they do are two different things and that sort of stuff. So for me, it's all about the personal aspect, which is why I went up earlier, why I asked Iris and Adam if I could spend some time with them. And especially because of it's not hate, but the stuff that's coming from the community about the fact that there's people in the community that get it's almost like a tip from Bitrue for keeping up to date with what they do, and keeping the community updated at the same time. So basically, hi David D. I am completely neutral on this side of it. So my overview of Bitrue is that they are a good company, that they are very customer focused. They know who their customers are, and they've segregated their company to address each part of the business plan that they need to. So basically, you've got Iris and her team. They concentrate on us as the XRP community, and they deal with the customer service, with the problems, deal with the programmers and everything on our behalf, and they're our link into the company. And basically, the way that Iris looks at it and the way that she runs it is that when you're speaking to that person on the end of the Telegram chat, although they've stopped Telegram chat for us in the VIP section, they've actually stopped it, and I've made that quite clear in the interview that I had with Iris, that the Telegram, the Bitrue official Telegram channel is now closed to any customer service. If you've got something wrong you won't get an answer on there. There's too many scammers. It left people wide open, and they've done the right thing. They've pulled out of that side of it. There's still got people in there monitoring, but what they're doing is they're continuously making sure that people are aware that nobody should be contacting them for any sort of customer service, and to ignore anyone that does. But what Iris and her team will do is they are the link between us and the company. Any problems or anything like that, you can go into Bitrue and send them an email. You can go onto Twitter and ask for some help. I wonder who their shareholders are, huh? SPQR Media, Lee. So basically, that's their focus, the customer service, where Iris is concerned. Where Curious is concerned, he's got a bigger vision. His vision is not just exchange. His vision is to bring banking into exchanges. And yeah, I'm going to say it, Lee. From what we found out from SPQR Media on Saturday, and I think I'm right when I joined the dots on that side of it, it's a case of this one company, Vanguard, links everything in the world, from oil to media to pharmaceuticals to our food to the banks to financial institutions, the whole lot, the whole kit and caboodle. They have got their oar in every single little bit. And as a mutual company, somebody turned around and said to me, and I love them to bits, and I'm not going to call them naive because they're very worldly wise, but they say, but it's just a mutual company that's investing in other companies, and mutual companies don't have shareholders, so therefore there is no one behind the scenes that actually have an agenda. Do I need to say anything more than that? Every company's got an agenda. But basically, joining the dots on that side of it, should there be an agenda behind someone like Bitrue that's being funded to do good things, then basically their end game and their goal, and if you listen to Curious on the day, his presentation said it, he's taking on the banks. So he doesn't see Bitrue as just an exchange. He sees it as a bridge between fiat and crypto, but as a bank. So he wants to actually make Bitrue the first. He's talking about it. He's the pioneer. He wants to be the first to bring the XRP, XRP, what they're called, the 50 XRP. Where you go and you buy your coins, you can buy it with XRP. It's gone out of my head. Thanks, Lee. Basically, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to bring in. So he's the first to do the 50 pairs. That's what I was looking for. Pairs. The 50 pairs, right? Which is more than any other company has done so far. So he's the first in that. He's going to be the first one to bring out. He was the first one to bring out piggy power. He wants to be the first one to bring out the loans. He wants to be within the exchange. He wants to be the first one to have it won't be the first, but the first all-rounder for everything, basically. So, well, Lee, did they give any information on how close they work with Ripple? No, not specifically. But he does name drop a little bit when we were in the presentation. He showed a picture of him and them, and they are a preferred provider. So they've got that banner as people from the industry that Ripple have said we're working with this company. Not all of the exchanges have got that. So when Curious was talking about his vision for Bitrue, he's talking about the wider, bigger picture. And his wider, bigger picture is basically to take on the banks. And from his point of view, it's altruistic. Obviously, he's going to make money out of it. but his driving factor is to bring the unbanked into the crypto sphere, and also to be able to take on the banks and drive prices down. Because, like he says, what's the point if you can move XRP for next to nothing? Then why the hell are banks charging to send money on cross-border transactions? And he wants to facilitate that and help with that, and that's why he's got a guarantee on the credit card payments. So he's done again the first to turn and say, right, well, we'll be cheaper than anyone else, and he's done a price match, which is something that nobody else has done as well. So when you look at what he's done so far with the power piggies, he explained that quite concisely. That is a marketing exercise to bring people in, but also from the point of view that when you put your money with the bank, if you put it in a savings account, as long as you put it in a savings account, you get some form of remuneration from it, some income, interest, whatever you want to call it. So basically what he's trying to do is reflect that, but reflect that in the crypto sphere. And all the time that he's going to do Power Piggy, he will keep that up. But as he said, there is going to be at some point, hopefully they're going to get so big that there might be if it gets to that stage, then he might have to change and amend what he does. But at the moment, he's a new start. He's put in all of the marketing money that he would spend into things to do with enhancing the proposition for the customers, rather than paying a third party to physically come to us and say that they're brilliant. What they want to do is they want to work on a word of mouth basis. They want to make it a really good customer experience. They want to offer stuff that nobody else has offered so far. But as he said, competitors will catch up, and we know that because Binance is already talking about bringing out the equivalent of Power Piggy, which is fine. It's, and he says competition is healthy. But also at the same time, the one thing that sets him aside for me as a customer is the customer service. And no other company has actually come anywhere close on that side of it. So basically, there was a couple of things that they're going to do. They're going to bring in the dust feature they were asked about, and that comes in at the end of October, so the end of next month. Crypto loans, hopefully, is going to come in by the end of this month. And also, we're going to have our own Power Piggy limit. So each person will be able to put in up to $100,000 worth of coins into Power Piggy. So there's none of this waiting for, in the UK, it's 3 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So waiting and then trying to get in and before the cap runs out, which is an absolute nightmare. So the personal cap on Power Piggy, I think, is amazing. That should be in by the end of this month as well. So on another note, the BTR buyback comes in mid-October. So they're going to buy back 15%, I think, of the BTR. So that effectively takes some coins off the table, which hopefully will raise the price of the BTR. Logically, it sort of makes sense that it will do. But we don't know. This is cryptosphere, Numbers are your friend until they're not your friend anymore. So basically, it's lots of different things that they're bringing out, and there's more to come. There's an awful lot more that he wants to do, but as he said, it takes time to roll out. There's a lot of stuff to roll out, and all the emails in the world, all the little flash ups that you get on the Bitrue website in the world won't cover everything, doesn't answer the questions, and he's been very canny by introducing the ambassadors. They will keep up with the changes as they come in, and then they will cover it in their YouTube feeds if they do YouTube, and the other ambassadors that aren't on YouTube but are community members that people turn to will be able to help people with any questions at that time as well, and that's what they're there for. And like I said, it's a canny thing to do, because if you think about it, what he's done is as Iris said, it's like an extension of their arms. What they've done is they've got the customer service, and now they've got a level of customer service that you get within the community itself, from community leaders that people can turn to and bring their problems to them. Because sometimes people will shout about how bad it is. Oh, they've frozen my account, they've done this and that, before that person's even gone to Bitrue themselves. So if we're in the community and we see that, we can either tag Bitrue to come and see the post. We can send a note to Bitrue that that's a problem and copy the post over to them, or the ambassadors can personally get involved, and they've got inroads through to Bitrue to bring specific problems to them and help them out. So for me, I've got to say, I'm quite happy about the changes that are coming. I think that in the scheme of things, the fact that they have backing, which is in the way that it seems to be going forward, it actually matches what the end game is going to be. And again, you need to go and watch the SPQR presentation, which will be happening sometime, hopefully, in the next half an hour. He's uploading at the moment. Yeah. So basically, if you watch that, then you start to get an idea of sort of what we will be looking at going forward. And also, maintain expectations. I mean, what I've done after the SPQR presentation is I've maintained my own expectations. I'm not going to be able to change much in the world. When you've got people that play both sides and are so large that we are insignificant to them in the scheme of things. They've got their pawns. When you've got a company that is so big, so massive, that are invested in the giant corporations of this world, so they're up there, and are giant corporations, for example, Sky, they're in Tesco's for the Brits here. So these companies, that all the little companies that sits underneath that, and all the people that actually buy at these companies and everything like that, they don't even look past that. They're looking at their first line of the giant corporations. They're the people that they're concentrating on. They don't see us sitting behind there down the chain of command. The little people that get affected by all this chess movement. And I said at the time, to me, Vanguard is a fund manager. And what Vanguard did a few years ago was they launched a set of funds, so index-linked fund, which had really quite good returns, don't get me wrong, but they launched them at a really low price. And then what they said was complete transparency. Our funds do not have any hidden charges. I suggest you go out to the rest of the marketplace and ask them what their total expense ratio actually is, right? And from there, what they did was they brought down the cost of, because that started the change that happened with fund managers, because before that, nobody asked a question. If you had a fund charge of 1.5%, you didn't think that there was other charges on top of that hidden within the costing. So basically what they did was they brought transparency to it. Now, what that also did, if you look at it from a business point of view, was it reduced the profits of all these different fund managers, because no longer could they say, yeah, your charge is 1.5%, and then we got a 0.15% on top of that. So basically what they did was they cleared and made it a level playing field. Start to wonder where that's coming from now. They made a level playing field so that everybody was brought down to their level. And then they raked it in. They absolutely raked in the whole index linked input, what they did was they set themselves aside from everybody else in the marketplace and made it so that they were the go-to. So the Vanguard index-linked funds were the ones that you went to because they had fairly good returns and they were the lowest price in the marketplace. And that took away from the BlackRocks and the SocGens and the BMI Mellons. And I will hazard a guess as to when they became the largest shareholders in all of these companies, because what they did was they reduced their profits. So, but that's just my conspiratorial head sitting on my conspiratorial shoulders that sees that with a slightly different squiffy head on. Maybe I should get a little tinfoil hat and put it on, because from the side of big business, that's what you do. You undercut your competitors, take the market share, wipe out their profits so that they end up with less for their shareholders, and then you go and buy loads of shares off them. And then you've got even more of the marketplace under the table, you know. So from that point of view, I'm with you, Lee, definitely. Let's have a look. See. XR people been polishing my hoofs and sharpening the horns, ready for the ball run. Oh yeah, well, hopefully. Can you get them going? Just give them a slap or something. I need that to start happening soon, please. Yep, because it jumped up. Sorry. XR people, the admin has now deleted their account from Telegram. I knew that they would. David D, I'm pro compensation with disclosure. I applaud BT for embracing the community. If you're not a company compensating someone, that is not a thank you, that's paying for promotion. We got different grasp on that, David, because they don't employ them. They don't have a set amount that they give them. It's a tip that happens every now and then as a thank you for what they do. Bitrue know when they're doing things for them, and they keep in touch with them, and it's an ad hoc thing. So it's exactly the same as somebody going in and saying, I wear these trainers, they're absolutely fantastic, but they were given to them free in the first place, and they got a lifetime supply. What's the difference? I don't get it. You know, they're still talking about other companies, they're still talking about other exchanges. It was a big thing that got blown up, and it went absolutely out of context on that side of it. Bitrue, all very nice people. I know, Lee. I quite enjoyed being around them. It was quite motivational for me to see just how far they're going to go. It's not just an exchange. This isn't a company that's going to be sitting on its laurels because it's gone from 2% to 6% market share. It's not a company that's going to sit on its laurels and be happy with that. They want more. They want to make it so that it's impossible for people not to do business with them. And that's my strap line. Casual crypto guy, Vanguard is going to be my new yacht's name, just to be safe. Absolutely. Yes, it is. And you probably will get away with not getting boarded or anything like that if you've got that name on the side. Guarantee account up to 1 million. Yes, they do. Rip Hex Moon. That's not an insurance. That is a personal guarantee. They've got the money sitting in the coffers to do that. So that's something that he clarified quite nicely on a couple of different occasions. Ripple or Vanguard, Lee? No, it's Vanguard. I think you'll find that it's Vanguard behind Bitrue, because they need to have a certain amount of money to bring the changes that they want, and I think they've chosen maybe Bitrue to help them to achieve that. And yes, Bitrue does have a validator, but so do I. I have a group called the Misfits, and one of the Misfits is called Owl, and Owl has actually set up a validator called the Misfits, which is awesome. And we've been running for, I think, a couple of months now, but you have to run it for 6 months, and then depending on the accuracy level of the validations going through, then you become a trusted node within the network. But yeah, that's all down to Owl. Owl's amazing, absolutely amazing. All right, so Lee, I'm talking to you. You're not even in here. Okay, I'll just put my head down in shame now. Matt, how you doing, honey? Understand Bitrue is registered in Singapore. However, can you clarify where the bulk of their people are? Understand Iris and Adam are in Beijing, China, and most customer services. They're also in California. Doesn't matter where they are. Why would that make any difference? It's an international company. They could have people scattered all over the world. Everyone's going to be working from home at some point. Where you're registered is just where you're registered. You know, there's plenty of companies out there that are registered outside of the UK that've got offices in the UK. I don't get your point. What's the problem? Personal cap, yes, Rowie. Personal cap is amazing. I actually can't wait for that. Can't wait for that because there's all. If you listen to everyone in the community, that's the one frustration that they've got. They can't get their money in, which is something that is going to be gone. So, Vanguard deep dive live in 30 minutes. SPQR Media. Don't know what time that went up, but I know that it was round about 9:30. He was saying 28 minutes and counting to the Illuminati update. I can't wait, Connor. I really can't wait. Egbertina, how you doing, honey? Thank you for joining me again. Have I missed anyone? Mr. B XRP. Do you know what, Mr. B? Was it you that sent me 5 XRP? Thank you. That was amazing, awesome. It made my day. The great Pate or Pate, whatever way you want it. Pate, I like Pate. Thank you so much for coming in. And are there any more questions? Because we need to. David D. Indexes versus actively managed funds. They are mostly indexed and lower cost. Yeah, but they took the indexation to a lower level on that side of it. So, and that's what they did. They undercut the whole industry. Bob Moneybags, thank you very much for coming in, Bob. How you doing? Love you lots. Wedding to attend to. Oh, you went to yeah, Chris went to a wedding, so couldn't make Manchester. And there's a couple of the guys that couldn't make Manchester, but I'm doing a meet on the 21st of September in Northampton, and there's actually more people coming than I thought would. I've set aside a table for 8 of us, so I think there's about 8 people who are going to turn up now. David D. But indexes are reasons why they are the largest shareholders in most companies. You could also say same thing about BlackRock because they have 5.3 trillion under management, but different ownership status structure. Yeah. Okay, David, if that's the way you want to look at it, that's fine. Not a problem. People look at it the way they want to look at it, and other people look at it in different ways. You're right for what you think, and I'm right for what I think. David Rushton, wouldn't surprise me if they are the ones buying the shares of MoneyGram. I'll be very surprised if they haven't already, to be perfectly honest. Lammy J, hello, hun. Curious, he's a really nice bloke. Had some great conversations with him regarding FAFT, the future of fiat, onboard into the Bitrue platform, and DEX. Very open chat, good to talk to. He is, and he's really solid family man. You can tell how much his staff admire and respect him as well. And that's a biggie. That makes him a good manager. And we've got Rowie on here. So, you know, Rowie, DM me separately if that's not the way. Only kidding, hun. Fees expensive when using credit cards. Remember, Chris, that when you use the credit card, it's a 3.5% standard fee. I'm on my way working through all of the different exchanges on the fees for in and off and for trading. But with Bitrue, you get like a bonus, so they give you some money back. They have a guarantee that their 3.5% you get charged is actually lower than anybody else or equal to anybody else in the marketplace. So like Uphold is 3.99%. So but you do get a bonus back when you buy through Bitrue on credit cards on that side of it. Tony Favell, got your connection back. Were you down in a dark hole where you had driving through the whatever the places where you lose your Wi-Fi? Ali G, how you doing, hun? I'm literally going to be signing off in the next 5 minutes. David D, we love you, but if Iris suggesting it's like friends just giving a tip, she is wrong, at least if the ambassadors are in the US. Listen, even tips are classed as income in the US. And it's not Iris suggesting it's like friends. Iris is suggesting that it's tips rather than payments. You've got to let this go, David D. I saw you in Brad Kimes, and you know, he explained it and explained it and explained it. You don't have to come into my channel and start doing the same thing, right? It's being explained to death for you specifically. Nobody else is actually asking the same questions. And I'm not going to sit here on my channel as well and keep going through the same thing time and time again. I don't have that much time. My voice is going to go, and I want to be ready for SPQR, because that's probably the most important thing that I can watch today. Anyone seen the movement over the last hour? Neo stuff? No, I haven't. I've been with Love for Crypto people on Telegram for most of the day. So I will check that afterwards in a bit. Oh, dear, oh dear. Simplex is too expensive. We fed that back. We had that conversation with them on Friday. And basically, they're still one of the cheapest ones in the marketplace, as is right now. But once we get the onboarding, then we won't have to do it through the credit cards, will we? So that will be, you know, be able to send money straight from your bank account to them, and vice versa. Now, I know they're going to do dollars, then euros, then sterling, I think, in that order. And Robbie's just turned around and said that as soon as the loan service is live, then they're looking at the margin trading as well. So, and that's another exciting change that's coming our way. Tiny Papa Boathook. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. That's perfect. And I've just lost it because it's just jumped straight to the bottom, as it does. It's a nightmare. Oh, found you again. David Rushton, sending love to those in Northampton. Oh, you're on holiday, aren't you, David? I'm going to do another one. One of the ladies who came to Manchester has asked me to do one in Birmingham, which might be a good venue to do in October. Although what I might do is come down south in October and then go back up north a bit in November and then come down south a bit in December. Not sure. Because that I need to spread out a little bit. I want to get these meets going once a month, but I also want at the same time to start the masterclasses. I think that would be a really good thing to do. Rich's Celebs, welcome in. You from the UK or US? Brandify03. I'm from the UK, honey. I'm actually based down in Eastbourne, and I'm actually trying to get UK meets once a month put together, especially after being to like Amersfoort in Holland and Manchester last weekend. I think it's really important, and I will even, Ness, I'll come up to Scotland if you want, get you kicked off in Scotland, which might be an idea. Might be an idea in November. Might be an idea in November. But I'm going to be speaking to Iris about getting some goodies to give away for people that come to the meets, because I think that would be really quite nice to have something little that I can give people that come through. Dave D. Bitrue's commitment to low trading fees is admirable. They have some great points of difference. Yeah, absolutely. It's they're just trying to be different. They're trying to be different. They've rushed in. My tips is don't eat yellow snow. That's my saying. I say that all the time. I wonder how they would tax that. Yeah, well, I'll give them part of that if they wanted to tax that. Send it to her in the post. Personalised. Ronald Canatella, sorry. Of course, if you're an ambassador for any company, you're expected to represent and promote them. In exchange, you would hope to get some kind of something back for doing the promoting. That's your opinion. That's the opinion of every single person in here, apart from a few, that seems to think that it's okay to ask them what they're earning for a start, or what they get out of it. But you know, it's none of our business. None of our business. They say it at the time. They cover everything they need to cover. I haven't heard one YouTuber not actually disclose that they're an ambassador. So, you know, it's I don't see anything wrong with it either. So XR people, Thetford Forest. Oh, is that where he is? Or was? Norfolk and Suffolk. I used to live in Essex up until about 18 months ago. So one of the places where I'm going to do it is up there. Yep, you're going to be on holiday, but it's all good. You try and tune in. Go south. I'm going to come south. Next one is south. I promise. I'm going to come south on the next one. The one after I'll do possibly do up in Scotland. I think that would be really good. And yes, we definitely should have a meet down south. But you're down south and my down south. I'm in the south. So south from me is like Devon, Dorset, Cornwall. Lammy, night love. Sorry I didn't get that last glass of wine. Had an argument with the barman over it, and 112 bullets dragged me to a cocktail bar. I know, right? I mean, you've all disappeared. I went and did the zoo stream. Who on earth set the zoo stream up at 10 o'clock at night? I went to did the zoo stream, got out at 11:30, and everyone was gone. So yeah, bye Lammy. Go in a clockwise direction around the UK. No, that'd be boring. I'd like to go different places because I'm quite close to Gatwick where I live, so I can fly up. Although I love driving, but that was a heavy weekend, especially following the weekend that I had before, which was Berlin. So Devon gets your vote. Yeah, there's a couple of people want to meet. XRP'd myself. I want to see him. I want to meet him. He's Paul Butterworth. Yeah, sorry, hon. I am literally just winding up now. We've got about 3 minutes because I want to be on the SPQR stream when they release their, because it's just to let you know, Lee, it's going to be Lee's putting it down after tonight's stream, so we all need to get in there and support him and them, because it's going to be, he's putting it down for a while. And you know, like I said, he spent the last couple of years putting his life on hold to do all the research for us that he's done. You know, you're talking up to 8 hours a day in research, joining the dots, putting it all together. You know, they've got kids, they've got families, their wives just put up with it. How they've done that, I don't know. But thank you, wives, to allow your hubbies or boyfriends or whatever they are to bring to the community all that they've done, because it's amazing. It is amazing. We wouldn't know half the stuff that we do without SPQR. You, Lee, and the 2 Norwegian guys went out in the town in Manchester looking for me. I was in the room that the crypto man was with the socks. That's where we were. We were there doing a stream to Zoo. So I had Iris, Adam, Lip Dave, Curious, me, and Ferdy. And I didn't really need to be there because Bob was asking the questions. Bob Moneybags. I could have been let off. I could have gone on the town with all the guys. I would have had a whale of a time. But video tomorrow again daily. Rowie. If I've got something to say, if I've got stuff to talk about, I'll come on. But I don't want to get to the stage where I've got nothing really to talk about before I come through. I'm really sort of one of those that I'm not in it for egos. I'm not in it for money or anything like that. I'm in it for the community. And you know, if it means that I need to stream every day to keep up with the community, I can do that. But I don't want to get to the stage where it's like, oh God, she's on again. You know, and I don't end up with a lot of interaction, because for me, it's all about the interaction and bringing some good quality. What I will do tomorrow is I will, all right, I'll do one tomorrow, but I'm going to finish that spreadsheet that I'm doing with the charges, the fees and charges of all the exchanges that I'm registered with. The ones that I'm not registered with, I'm not going to do, because there's 250 out there, and I'm not doing 250 exchanges. So I don't know, I'm about 8 or 9 maybe exchanges. Then I will do an on and off of the fees, transaction fees and everything like that. And whether or not they do on and off, or just do on, like Bitrue and things like that. And I will keep that spreadsheet updated as much as I can. But it will be all correct as of tomorrow. So I will finish it tomorrow and I'll go live tomorrow. How's that? And it's 9:25, and I'm going to say good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night to wherever you are in the world. And I'm going to go and watch SPQR. Guy from SPQR with a baseball cap today. They've got Andy, Jay, Matty, Lee. I think there's the 4 of them. Andy was standing at the computer doing the presentation slides. Lee was the guy in the middle, and I don't know which was which on Matty and Jay, and that was only because I didn't have my glasses on, because I was trying to watch the screen, because I was live streaming on my phone, and I can't see. If I put my glasses on, I could see the screen, but I couldn't see the phone, and it was more important for me to make sure that the phone was all right. So yeah. So King of Fun. You've caught just as I'm saying goodnight. So I'll see you in the SPQR stream. Now King Solomon, correct? I think King Solomon's taken on a new side of it. Thanks again for streaming our time and dime at DLT Con. Good night. It's okay to have different opinions, and that's how we all learn. Exactly. I'm very inclusive, but I was I'm very aware of spending too much time on something that's already been covered. So especially tonight, another night, you and me, we can go. It's fine, and I'll explain it, but it's been explained already. So good night. Catch you in SPQR. See you later. Bye. And just to say, in case you hadn't noticed on one of my other videos that I put up tonight, I've got 3 eggs. There's 3 eggs. So Zerps has had three eggs. They're not going to be babies, obviously, because there's no male. But we're grandmother to 3 now. She laid another one today. See you later. Bye.